instead of 112. So this is just the difference. If you are using failures here, the same thing, it will be 411, but I am using 421. But whatever it is, you will arrive at the same solution. I hope this one is clear so far. I want to believe it's clear. So that is the same thing. Yes.
Hello, Oscar.
Yes, sir.
Can you deal with one method that you used, and then
No, I
finish
have told you what I used.
Yeah, that's
I've
what I'm
told you what
saying.
I used. No, because some people might wonder, based on their approach, as a teacher, I have indicated the two approaches so that you don't start.
Oscar, what I thought was, you explain one method, go through it, and come back to the other method, so that people take one, and if you explain twice together, some people might end up confused.
Thank you very much for that contribution. So I will stick with the method I used, and that is actually what is in the rules, kind of. So the number of attempts at the last height cleared. So that's what I'm using. So we all know how we arrived at this. So for this now, the last height cleared, there were 3 attempts. So it is 3. And the number of failures up to the last height cleared were 3. So it is 233. So it's the same thing that went on. For this one, the number of attempts 2, and the last the number of failures 1. So it is 4 to 1. For this, the number of attempts is 1, and the number of failures up to the last height cleared is 2. So it is, of course, I will arrive at the first numeral. So it is 112. So that is how I arrived at all these points in order to rank. Now, to do the ranking per group, the easiest thing is to look at it. You look for the ones. So right here, you have 1, 1, 2. If you continue, you have 1, 2, 1. 1, 1, 2 is lesser than 1, 2, 1. So I allocate rank 1 to 1, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, rank 2. The other one, no. So the next will be 2. So the lowest, and that is one trick I use. So if we have 2, the lowest will be 2, 1 something. So any 2, 1 will be of the next interest to me. There's 2, 1, 2 here. There's 2, 1, 1. Yes, there's 2, 1, 2 here. There's 2, 1, 1. There's another 2, 1, 1. And there's 2, 3, 3. So obviously 2, 1, 1 is higher than 2, 1, 2. And there are 2 of them, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. So they take ranks 3 and 3. So automatically, this is, I usually note it somewhere, I say 4. So it reminds me that I have taken four ranks. So the next will be 5. Now, what is the next one is 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. The next one is 2, 1, 2. So it gets to rank 5. Then what is the next one after 2, 1, 2? We have the 2, 3, 3. Still on the 2s, it takes rank 6. Is there any other 2? There's a 2, 3, 4. So that's 2, 3, 4. There's 2, 3, 4. There's 2, 3, 3 here. Sorry, there's 2, 3, 3 here. What have I? Okay, Oscar? So there are 2, 3, 3. There are 2. So it's 6 and 6. So automatically the next will be 7.
8.
Sorry. 6 and 6, that's 7. So the next will be 8. And this 2, 3, 4 is 8. Then is there any other 2, 3? There's another
there
2,
are
3, 4 here.
2, 3, 4.
So that
Yes.
takes another 8. That puts it at 9. So the next will be 10. Is there any other 2, 3 known? So we're now going to 3. So, like I said, for me, the next likely rank will be 3, 1. So any 3, 1 I see, I note them. So you have 3, 1, 0 here, which may be difficult to beat. Then you have 3, 2, 1, and that is the whole of the 3 left. So I go for 3, 1, 0, 10, 3, 1, 1, 11, and 3, 2, 1, 12. We still have 3 to go. So is there any other 3? No. So we'll go for 4, 1. And this is it, 4, 1, 0. And there's 4, 2, 1. Is there any other 4?
4, 1, 2.
4, 2, 1, 4, 1, 0, 4, 1, 2. These are the 4s. So obviously 4, 1, 0 takes 13. Then 4, 1, 2 takes 14. And 4, 2, 1 takes 15. So you have finished ranking the group A. Ditto for group 2 or group B. I haven't ranked all the same form, but you still need to be looking at, because there's usually confusion. It has confused me many times. When you are trying to now do the overall ranking, sometimes there's a tendency for you to start looking at this column, but this is the column you continue to watch. I haven't looked at the rank. For example, this is the first year, and it is 110. The next first year is 112. So you know, obviously, that this first is of a higher ranking than the 112. So it comes in as the overall ranking first. The other one comes in, then you check the 2 second. What is the ranking for the second year? It's 122. And if you cross-check it with the first year, 112, it's obvious that the first year ranks higher than the second. So you give this one 2, then you check the next rank. Here is 2. 2 here is 121, and you cross-check it against the 2 for the other one. This is 122. 121 is higher than 122, so you give this number 2 as 3, while number 2 here goes as 4. And that is how you'll be watching this column versus the ranking. You know, the next one you'll be looking out for is 3 versus whatever 3 is here is 210. And you look at 3 here is 211. You can also look at 4 to see if this is 22. So obviously the 3 here, 210, and 3 here, 211. The 3 here is higher, so you give it 5, and you give this 6. There are times you also look at it. If they are, for example, you can see this is 3, and there's 3 here as well. So it means there's a tie. So whatever you give here, you automatically give it at the next 3. And note that it has increased to 6, to 7, sorry. So the next rank coming up will be given 8. And that is how you shuffle and shuffle. It's a bit time wasting, but this is how I come about this solution. Now we can take a look at our own solutions and see if it tallies with this. If there are contradictions, we can and see where the error will come from. At this point, I would pause for contributions, questions, or comments.
Nesiama?
Yes, sir.
No, thank you very much for the explanation. But just to add to what you were saying, if you look at the original column, immediately after 2.29, that's where you will put your one, when you're counting 1, 2, going backwards at the top, that column. And then where it says last, that's where I did put the attempts at the last cleared height. And then where it says miss, that's where I put the failures. It's just what you were doing.
It's okay, yes. For the original sheet, that's how it is. But this is slightly different. I agree with you. It's the same thing.
It's one and the same thing. The good part with this method is that once you manage to put those numbers correctly, the ranking comes out automatically without any difficulties, because when you are now ranking, you don't need to go back to the table. You're just working with these 3 columns. They'll give you all the rankings without a challenge. Thank you very much. That's also the method that I used.
Okay, is there any other person that has a different method or different approach? Or maybe faster, because speed is of the essence. I'm very slow, and that deals with me a lot. So Rosalinda is very fast.
I think this turn, I think it was Peter that brought it during one of the seminar. This is the pattern that I've been adopting so far, and it's more or less accurate at the end of the day. General, sir,
yes,
I do not think that majority of us will have challenges here. The one that appear a little bit challenging to me because of the various stages of evaluation is the last one sent by Suren, track, where you have 6 first round and then 3 semi-finals.
The seeding.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, with this advent of new format of lane assignments, it was a little bit brain tasking. I don't know if you have a shortcut formula that can be applied to that.
Prof, can we hold that, please, and first finish off with the high jump?
Oh, sorry, I thought we are through.
No, the question.
Okay, so we're just waiting for other comments. If we are okay, if we are comfortable, and we can go back and practice on our own, then we can move to the next one. Yes.
Yeah, Oscar, just the way that I am doing mine, I'm just using last and miss. So I'm doing the total failures on the last height cleared.
Yes,
so I will put 2, 3. I will have 2, and then in the miss I will have the 3 because that's a total misses, and then the heights. So what I do is I literally go back onto the heights and I assign it, which for me works much faster.
So for this now, what will you put here?
So for that one I will have, because remember there's a last and a miss. So in the last I have a 2, and then in the miss I have a 3, and then obviously in performance it's 2 to 6, which means that if I go down to the next 2 to 6, I will have, which is that one, we still get to exactly the same. So you will have a 20, for that one I will have a 24, for the 2 to 6 number 8, there I will have a 24, and I will have, sorry, I'm just going to go down to make it easier. So I will have 23.
No, just walk with me. I'm trying to reflect on what you said. The first one is 23.
Yes. Because
Okay.
remember, on the table that you had, you have a last and you have a miss.
Yes. So 2.
So
That's this 2 here.
the
This is
last,
the
I will
2.
give it 2, yes. And
Then
then
3.
the 3 will
Okay.
go into the miss. 2 in 2 to under 226 and the 1 in 219, which gives you the 3. So you will have 23 there.
Okay.
Then the next one will be performance 219. I will have a 1
Sorry,
and a 1.
Rosalinda,
Yes.
sorry. You are saying for Botswana, you are giving 23. You are giving Botswana
Yes.
23.
Yes.
But then on the last attempt, there is 3 attempts and
No, I'm
3 failures.
Ines, I am working with the failures only.
Okay.
I'm working with failures only. Peter, hands is up.
Okay, Peter, please.
Thank you. If you can come in here. For us to able to sort this column, you need 3 figures. The first figure
Thank you.
is the column which you last clear. If you look at Botswana, that is 2, like you have now. The second figure is the number of failures at that height where he cleared, which is 2.
Mm.
And then the total number of failures up to that point, that is 3.
Okay.
Peter,
This is what I tried to explain.
Yeah.
That
So
there are
2 to
2
3, that is
approaches.
the one.
Yes,
Peter?
there are 2 approaches that you will come up with the same answer. Some people use total failures like you do and come up with 2, 2, 3. Some people use total attempts like I do, and the only difference there will be this.
Yeah, you will still get to the same.
It will be 2, 3, 3. So the
Yes, you
middle
will.
figure will change, will be 1 step more than the one that is dealing with number of failures.
Where is your second 3 coming from?
The number of failures, total number of failures.
And the last 3?
The second
No,
3
no.
is the attempts on the last height
The
cleared.
first 3 is the number of attempts at the last height cleared. 3 attempts, but 2 failures. So I'm using attempts rather than failures.
Okay, I
But
agree with you.
some
You
people
can
use
do that.
failures. It will come up with the same answer.
You see, the failures that we use, that is according to what the rules say. You look first at the number of failures at that height, and then the total number of failures.
No, please go to the rules. Can someone check the rules?
Sorry, Nesiama.
Yes, sir.
The rule
Peter?
says the first thing is the height cleared, and then the number of attempts at the last height cleared gives
So that's
you the one
exactly.
the number of attempts at the last height cleared will then determine who is at the top. The one with the least number of attempts takes a higher rank. So on that one, the last height cleared is 3 attempts. So we can't say it's 2 because there are 3 attempts, 2 failures and a clearance. So the attempts
That's what
are 3.
I do. I do according to the rules. But
Yes.
Peter, he does according to failures, and he said it's according to the rules. That's why I said I want to let us go back to the rules. The rules does not talk about failures, but we work with failures. It still comes to the same answer, but the rules itself talks about the number of attempts at the last height cleared.
Yeah, I see that you're right.
No. Peter, what Peter is saying is okay, but it's just that the stage has been omitted. Because if the number of attempts at the last cleared height does not resolve the time, then you move back the number of failures throughout the competition. According to the rule.
Eneas, I think you are, let's be consistent here. What Peter talked about is an approach which is what I started with, so that we don't get worked up when we see different values. We will come up with the same answer. Some people, they are more comfortable to use the number of attempts. Some are more comfortable to use the number of failures. We will arrive at the same answer. That's why I
Yes.
just said it there. The only difference, that middle figure there, for those using the number of attempts, will be one higher than those using the number of failures. That's all. For those using the number of failures, it will be 2, 2, 3. Those using the number of attempts will be 2, 3, 3. And it will go all through. It will come up with the same result.
You're right. I agree with you.
And I
Oh.
think the importance here is to let everyone find the way that works for them.
That's it. Yes.
Because we don't want to get now to a point where we totally confuse people. I'm very comfortable with working with last and miss.
Yes, I think, Rosalinda, your approach can be very fast. Maybe you will need to guide us with that, just using the failures. It means you might have a way to look at each height and the number of failures per last height cleared or something. I don't know how you'd, but I think it may be better, it may be easier. Looking at two figures is usually easier than looking at 3 figures. But it's something that we need to continue to practice. And if we are reasonably okay with this now, then we can move on to the seeding.
Sorry, General,
Oscar,
for the purpose of understanding, can we allow Rosa to demonstrate these 2 digits for us?
Okay.
I would
Rosa,
also,
do you want to share your
Oscar,
screen?
No,
Oscar
sorry,
would also
Oscar?
appreciate if,
Yes.
Oscar, I would appreciate if Rosalinda can demonstrate to us in just 1 minute how she comes up with those 2.
Yeah, that's what I said. Let me allow
digits.
Rosa
Yes.
share. You want to share your screen? Let me stop
Yes.
sharing.
Yeah, my concern
Because
is
Rosa has her hands full. That's why.
yes.
I hope your grandchild is not with you.
I
There.
I am also on 2 laptops. The one I have the Teams on and my results on another one, which means that I must first now link this one as well. So
Okay.
but I will put it on the group for everyone to understand.
Okay.
Okay.
So any further questions, any contributions, any new approach? Then we compare the results. I hope this result is in order. Talking about the number, the ranking and the qualifiers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 qualifiers. Is that what we have?
Yes, I got 13.
That's what we have. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so God said 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever the approach, whether you're using failures or number of attempts, you will still come up with the same results. So I will stop sharing this. If there are no further questions or comments, then we'll go to the seeding. But from a little experience, I don't think questions on seeding will come at this level. But it's good to know.
Oscar?
Yes.
Oscar, just before we leave, just remember, this is, although mine is the quickest way, I'm going to share both. I'm going to share it with the failures and I'm going to share it with the attempts on the 8.
Okay.
It will get to exactly the same results. But when it is in the exam and there's a last and a miss, then you should not go for the number of failures. You should only go for the attempts.
Yes. But the exams will normally bring up last attempt and failures.
Yeah.
So we are the ones introducing this will I say, how do we classify these figures on top even?
Shortcut.
I'll share my short course with you.
Okay, so do I stop sharing, Rosa?
Sorry?
You want to share now?
No, I'm not going to share now because
Okay,
I'm working
okay,
on 2 laptops. So I'll
okay.
put mine on the group to make life
Okay.
easier.
All right. So let me. This can. I think there'll be a lot of talking points coming from this. I have 2 solutions, but let me share this and see. I think this one will occupy us till we leave this place because there'll be a lot of talking points. Okay, can we see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, yes, we can see.
Okay.
Can
This
see.
is a working document. So you forgive some of the things. We will not have time to do all these ones in the exams. Now, the question here is a 100 meters women heat, and first 3 of each heat and the last 3 best times. 6 best times will qualify for the 3 semifinals. We know there are 3 semifinals because of what they have put here. So,
Sorry, can you mute, please? Thank you.
now, quickly, we want the rules governing this seeding is the best hits qualifiers. Athletes will be seeded based on places and times achieved from the previous heat. Thereafter, the approach will be to rank the fastest, the ranking will follow the fastest heat winner first, followed by the second fastest, the third fastest. In this case, since there are 6 heats, the 6th fastest heat winner. So all the winners will be identified and ranked from the fastest to the least fastest. Then after ranking that, you go to the next second place, fastest second place. In the same manner, the fastest second place only will be ranked into 6 places. Then the third fastest place. After that, you look at the 6 best times, irrespective of the heat. So there are situations where you could even have more than 1 or 2 people in one heat coming with faster times than the other heats. So this is the basic first rule. On this, the fastest time, fastest heat winner is between 679, which is 1110, and 189, another 1110. So what happens in this situation? Both of them have the fastest time, and there was no indication of their maybe photo finish into the 1,000th of a second, breaking down. So they were left as tie, kind of. But for the purpose of seeding and ranking, any of them could come on top. So because I love Nigeria, I decided to give the Nigerian person based on what's that thing called now? What's that term? A draw.
Patriotism.
Say again?
Patriotism.
No, not patriotism. No, there's draw.
General.
You can just toss a coin to decide who will take the top position. So based on draw between the two.
General.
Yes.
What I did was to pick the fastest time in the heat that came before the second person. And from the table, it was a heat 3, where we have 189. I brought him up, or her, him or her. Okay, women, sorry. I brought her up, and then the next fastest time, that one came up in heat, is that 5? Yes, heat 5. Yes. So
okay, that is fine. Now you see, that's what I just explained. Any of them is okay, because at the end of it all, they will be falling into the same set of lane draws, which is the highest qualifiers, lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so but let's move on. So any of them could take the number 1 spot. That is, but for me, I use this. Any other person can use Yvette. It doesn't really matter. It will just be slight. It will just be the difference in heat.
Yeah. The only thing is, if there are 2 of them,
yes.
If there are 2 of them at the same time,
yes.
There's only one way to divide them, and that is by toss a coin to see who.
That's what I just said.
You can't say
that's what I
because
just
he's
said.
from that country, you put him first.
So I tossed the coin, and the coin favored Blessing for me. Prof tossed his own coin, and it favored Yvette. That's fine. But the most important thing is to understand the principle, and when we find ourselves in situation, we can maneuver out. Because there are confusions sometimes about taking the first, the best, the highest, fastest qualifier from the heat, and some people go for the next fastest qualifier irrespective of rank in the heat. For example, you have 1110 here. Okay, for the, where did I see that? Okay, you see 1116 here for heat 6 as second. It's even faster than heat 4, the first position of 1127. So some people can get confused to say, okay, it's better to rank using this ahead of this person that is ranked top in her own heat. I don't know whether you're getting me, but it is better to just understand the principle. The fastest heat winner followed by the next fastest and continues to the 6th fastest. Then having completed the fastest winner or the heat winners, you now go to the second positions and get the fastest second place followed by the next fastest to the end. At the end of it all, having done the 3 ranked athletes per heat, you now look for the highest, the fastest time. And this fastest time does not come from heat by heat. It is the fastest from any of the heats, followed by the next, the 6th fastest one. I have differentiated this with the coloring. Green for the fastest, for the heat winners, second heat winners and third. Then blue for the fastest time qualifiers. for the time qualifiers. Having identified this, and some of them have the same qualifying times, but there's the photo finish breaking it down to 1,000th of a second. When you see such, you now refer to this additional information that can enable you reposition them based on their timing into thousands of seconds. I hope this is clear so far. Then when we finish identifying, we list all of them. Unfortunately, my working is not here, but everyone from... Yes, please.
I totally agree with you. But what I did on the 10/11/10 was that I deliberately got lost and followed the field events rules. That the one who was doing first, which that's what I did. But still, it's equal to the toss. But on the ones that have the list there, 1104, 1104, 1104. That was where the challenge is. That was where I got
Which one is 1104?
1140.
Yeah,
I think it's 40.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
1140, yes.
Yes, 11404. And then those
40.
ones will be this. Hey, look at the red at the bottom. Additional information.
Yes.
Additional information.
Yes.
If you look at for the last 6, there are 3 that are going to tie. Such that that was where my problem was. Whether to have one hit with 9 or toss to remain with 8 throughout.
Yes, you are right. So you can always use the toss of there's a term. It's not toss of coin. There's a particular term. Who can remind me of the draw?
Draw.
Yes.
Draw.
You cast a
So
draw.
you
Draw
can
of
use a
lot.
draw to determine.
Of lot.
Yes, you can use a draw to determine anyone. For the purpose of this exercise, any of them you choose will fly. There's no hard and fast rule about that. But I stand to be corrected by my gurus here.
Well, at the end of the day, it's only 2 that I found inseparable, and that is bit 400 and 418.
Yes.
So I had to draw the lot to pick 400.
Yes.
That's great.
So it's the same thing. So when you do that, of course, you list all of them in that order. Then you now move into the zigzag method.
1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so zigzag distribution will follow. And after the zigzag distribution, since this is an 8-lane track, based on what we have seen here as an 8-lane track, there will be 3 draws for the lanes. So lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6 will be for the highest ranked athletes, while lanes 2 and 7 will be for the 5th and 6th ranked athletes, and 1 and 8 for the lowest ranked athletes. So
okay, that means the straight races retains the old format.
Yes, it retains the old format.
It is only the 100
along the curve, 400. Yes,
that requires this alteration that I was talking about at the beginning.
Yes, and if you read the rule, it's very clear. And I think what Peter has sent, yes.
Here,
let me just land. What Peter that please let me land. what Peter, that document Peter sent last, will help us. When we start filling them, we will see some of these things. The 8-lane and the 9-lane
format
tracks. Yes, the lane distribution for the 8-lane tracks and that for the 9-lane tracks. It's not too complicated. It's just to shift the figures. Then now, instead of 3 draws like we're having here, for the 9-lane track, it's going to be 4 draws for the straight track. And for the 400 too, there's also 4 draws. Otherwise, it's almost the same.
General,
yes, sir.
General. No, I wanted to say there is a change on the straight races. What doesn't change is lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those ones remain as the old one. But then as you move on, you'll then have lane 2 and 7, and then 1 and 8 in the new rules.
So that is what it has been. That's what it has been.
No, it was not like that.
That was the old rule.
This table here is for the old order.
Yes.
Because the current order, just like Naya said, 2 and 7, and then 1 and 8. But this one presents 7 and 8, and then 1 and 2.
Yes.
Okay, whatever it is. Forget about this line now. Let's just work with the lanes. I'm not even looking at the lines as such.
Another question.
It is 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 and 7, then 1 and 8 for the straight lane, straight races. So I hope we have understood it up to this point. Now, I haven't done the zigzag. We have to place them in that format.
Oscar, is somebody who has put a hand up?
Okay, I can't see anybody because my screens are all full. So,
yes,
please.
I have a question on SFA1. Two athletes are on the same heat.
Good.
From BUL and the TIR, all of these two countries are repeated on the same heat. Is it possible?
Yes.
Is it possible?
Yes, so this is the step. We are going to that step. We've not reached that. We have just talked about zigzag distribution and lane allocation. So I haven't allocated them into the lanes. I can share. Okay, well, for those of us that have attempted it, you discover that for semi-final 1, like our brother just said, you have 2 countries having 2 athletes in the same heat. Great Britain and Trinidad. For semi-final 2, I think it is just fine. Then semi-final 3, you also have Jamaica having 2 athletes and USA having 2 athletes in the same semi-final 3. If we all have it the same way, then we are good. So that is how it is. Now, the question actually said we should explain the rationale behind our decision. One of those decisions is that based on the fact that the rule allows for the swapping of athletes, as much as possible, 2 athletes from the same country, we should avoid having 2 athletes from the same country in the same heat, except it is impossible to separate them. And in doing that, you also consider the lane draws. So they will be in similar draws. For example, someone that is on lane 1, like Jamaica on lane 1 here, you can't swap him or her with any of these people on the lanes 3 to 6. You can only swap Jamaica with someone else in lane 1 or someone in lane 8 because those are lanes seeded together. You cannot swap someone from lane 2 to 8 as well. It can only be 2 and 7 because they are in a similar lane draws. So it must be drawn. So to answer the question of our brother, you are right. There's provision to swap. I haven't put them in the heats in this form. You can decide to say, for example, like I wrote here, in semi-final 2, lane 5, you had Nigeria there before. Yes. Okay. So swapped with semi-final 3, lane 3. So Nigeria moved from 5 here to 3, and France and Japan, because Japan, I also swapped Japan from lane 6. No, sorry. Semi-final 2. Yes, Japan was in semi-final 2. Japan was in semi-final 2, lane 6. If you have it like that, I also swapped. So replace Nigeria in lane 3 because they are in the same lane draw, so it's easy to swap them. So Nigeria.
One second, please. 1 second, please.
Go ahead.
Except this is a new dimension, I normally talk about whoever is being taken off from lane 2 must be accommodated in lane 2 of the new group he is going to, rather than look at the 4 people who are the fastest. I mean, alternating, except it's a new rule. I'm of the opinion that if you are taking any athlete from lane 7, you should find space in lane 7 in the group where he's going to, and vice versa, rather than rely on 2 and 7 and the 1 and 8.
If you go to the rules, you know, the rule says
the group of lanes.
Group of lanes, yes. So the truth is, any of these athletes, Bulgaria, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, and is it Bahamas or what? Or Bahrain? Bahamas. Any of them can be any of these in any of these 4 lanes. It's allowed. It's not compulsory that the highest ranked must be in 3, then the next will be 4. No. Any of them can be in any of these ranks is still within the sphere.
Okay.
But I stand to be corrected.
No, since you say it's in the rules, we have to.
Yes, it is.
It's
okay the same group of lanes. That's why I carefully mentioned that you can't bring. There are 3 draws here that resulted to this. So draw to draw, the same draw to the same draw. You can't move someone from the highest ranked, which is the first draw, to the 3rd draw, or vice versa. Same, you can't move someone from the 2nd draw to the 1st draw. It will not be fair. That is for fairness.
That's true. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, Oscar, you're completely right, General.
Yes,
sorry for being late.
Baba Suren, you are here.
I've been listening. I did not want to interrupt you. You were doing so well.
No, because I'm not seeing anything. I'm just looking at the. Okay, so please, you can take over now.
Yeah, no, you have done so well. Thank you, General.
Yes,
But what you need to understand here, the basic rules are that you get as Oscar has explained, the heat winner, then the second of the heat, and the third of the heat. You do the ranking. The ranking will be as per the time. So you do the first draw, the heat winners. You will rank it as per the best performance, second best performance, third best performance, etc. That you do that for the second heat winner and the third heat winner, and that's okay. We have here 18 athletes. Now we come to the other part where you need to bring up the 6 additional athletes, and I purposely put here the draw, which in the mode of qualification as decided by the TD will be the 6 best times. Now you see I put a level of difficulty inside to ensure that there are times which are so close together that you need to go to the 1,000. So I've given you the explanation here, the 1,000th of second here. So you choose your athletes. So you choose your athletes, and when you see that at one point in time you will be blocked by 2 or 3 athletes having the same time to the hundreds, then you go to the thousands as per the explanation given to you here, right? So this is the other part, and then of course you will do your once you have got your ranking, you need to do the ranking first. Once the ranking is done, then on there you do the zigzag itself, like you said, 1 2 3 3 2 1 1 2 3 3 2 1, etc. Now you will put the 4 the best athletes in lane 3, 4, 5, and 6. This rule has not changed. The middle one has not changed. So you place your athletes. The first exercise what you need to do is to place the athletes in the lanes there. So you place all your athletes in the lanes as 3, 4, 5, 6, and you put it in the 3 groups. Then you do the 2 and 7. Then you do the 1 and 8 as Oscar has explained very well. Now, once you have that visual in front of you, the rules say as far as possible you can swap to ensure that there is no 2 athletes of the same country in the same group. But you can only swap, as Oscar said, when you have the athletes in the same group, in the same level. For example, you have athletes in 3, 4, 5, 6. Doesn't matter in what lane they are, because you have done a draw. You can swap those athletes in another semi-final for that group of athletes. Then the 2 and 7 is another group of athletes, and the 1 and 8 is another group of athletes. So you can swap your athletes among those groups. But when you say explain the rationale here, it's not only the rationale as Oscar put it. You need to explain the whole process, how you do your zigzag. Then you have arrived at the point in time where you have 2 athletes, when you have 3 athletes for 2 places. So what do you do there? So you go to the thousands. You need to explain that. You go to the thousands, and then if the thousands is not possible, the first thing that you do as TD, you see if there is a possibility of having a 9th lane. If there is a 9th lane, you can qualify that athlete, provided that you have the informatics system which will cover the 9 lanes. And you have the number here, the number of hurdles, which is because it's a hurdles, which will provide for that 9th lane. Now, if this
is straight, it's 100 meters.
Straight, this is 100 meters. Okay. Why did I have the impression it was hurdles? So doesn't matter. So if you have 9 lanes, and many of the modern stadiums nowadays, they have 9 lanes in the straight. So your challenge will be to see with the provider, Longines, Omega, whatever, to see if they can provide a photo finish, the start blocks and start equipment, the SIS for those 9 lanes, and at the same time you have the photo finish, which can take those 9 lanes. Now, if that is okay, then you can afford to put 1 additional athlete in one of the lanes, and you recover those who have who could have been qualified but has not been that you recover that 1 athlete. Now, if that is not possible, as TD, you will have to do a draw. And this is what you need when you say explain your rationale. It's all this that you need to explain now. It's not only about the swapping. The swapping is only just one of those. Then afterwards you make the draw, you complete the series, and there's another draw. So you did the draw for 3, 4, 5, 6, a second draw for 2 and 7, and another draw for 1 and 8. So 3 draws. Once you have done that, you have provided for the athlete who you have made the drawing of lots for those athletes to get 2 athletes for out of the 3. Now there's another draw that you need to do for the heats. The heats also will not be 1, 2, 3. You have to draw the heats also.
Yeah.
You have to draw the heats also. All this you need to explain now. This is, you need to tell the whole story now. And of course, you tell the swapping, you have explained that. So this is why, and of course, you don't have so much time to do that. So you have to do it very briefly, but at least you show the examiner that you have understood the principle and you're able to show that. So you understand what I mean? When he says, explain the rationale is behind your decision is for the whole. The first decision is why you have decided to get the 2 athletes, separate the 3 athletes to get only 2. You went to the thousands of seconds. The information was given to you here on purpose, so you use that information, and you are still at a deadlock there. So arriving at that deadlock, you need to decide if there is additional lanes available for you, and that won't disturb the problem. There won't be a problem for the organizers, for the service providers in terms of photo finish and start. So you can afford to have 1 additional lane, and you qualify. You qualify 2 will have 8, and the other one will have 9 lanes and 9 athletes. But if that's not possible, then you make a draw between those athletes style, and then you will fill up your lanes. So you have another draw which will be made 3, 4, 5, 6, another draw 2 and 7, another draw 1 and 8, and then you do the swapping. You can do the swapping between the athletes of the same categories of performances, and if it's possible. If it's not possible, it's not possible. So it's not possible. It's not. You do the swap. You explain that swapping, and then afterwards you do the draw for the lanes, and this is your explanation. I know I'm going a bit fast because I know Oscar has already covered this, but these are the explanations that you need to give. You need to show your knowledge. It's not only about swapping, but you need to know to explain the whole process.
Yeah, that's very
so
good.
you have understood that? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Peter, you had something to say. I remember you were trying to intervene. Is Peter here?
I'm fine at the moment, thanks.
Okay. So do you have any questions with regards to this?
Suren?
Yes?
Hello. Thank you very much for the explanation. My challenge slightly